Hey Lisa, how you going?
Hi, not too bad, thanks.
So where's this lamb?
He's just in here.
The lamb is just 4 weeks old and in serious trouble.
He's got quite a nasty fracture of the mid-shaft of his femur.
Okay.
Everything's just crumbled in the middle of him.
Yeah, not attached properly.
Now he's either been kicked or he's been
Crushed.
run over or crushed in some way.
Yeah.
In terms of fractures that he could get, it's just about the worst. If nothing was done about the leg, then the sad reality is that the lamb would have had to have been put to sleep. He's a stoic little guy, he's tough, he just doesn't show a lot of pain.
That's it.
How can you just pack your gear up and walk away and say, no, it's too hard? You can't. You look sad.
I am a bit. He's a little sweetheart. I shouldn't get attached, but I do.
We do need to talk about a name too. Leroy. As in Leroy Brown. Baddest lamb in the whole damn town. Aren't you?
Leroy. I think Leroy's cute. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I'd love to say that I'm confident, but the reality is we don't fix too many fractures in lambs, especially none that feel as bad as this one does. We don't know that we can actually help him. Just don't know. Liesl, Leroy, Liesl.
Back at the Bondi clinic,
I'm sorry, buddy.
Chris is taking x-rays of Leroy to find out if his shattered back leg can be saved.
X-ray.
If it can't, the young lamb would struggle to survive out on a farm. Leroy would have to be put down.
So, that's obviously what his femur's meant to look like. That's on his right side there. On his left side, when we're looking from above, you can see the bone comes out, it's been fractured, and now it's up like that. I think it's fixable. I'm sure it's fixable.
Leroy needs major surgery on his damaged leg. A pin will need to be inserted to hold the shattered femur together.
This is uncharted territory. We do this on dogs. We've never done it before on a lamb. Who knows how it's going to end up.
But first, it's bath time to make sure any contamination on Leroy's skin is removed.
There's a label here actually that says do not tumble dry as well. So
Thanks for the shower.
If bacteria gets into an open wound during an operation, it could be fatal.
nice and dry, Leroy.
Leroy also needs to be fed. The lamb is seriously underweight.
That's it. Nothing more. The only nagging worry I have is that we may fix the fracture here, but if there's been significant nerve damage, then the function may never return. In fact, his Leroy has to be able to walk if he's to go back to that animal farm. Otherwise, it just doesn't look so good. So that's the fracture there. You can see it's quite an explosive fracture. It looks as though it's just blown the two fragments apart.
Chris needs to pin the two fragments together.
It looks a little bit grotesque, but it's the first anchor point that enables us to bring the top bit in line with the bottom bit of bone.
Operating on a lamb instead of a dog or cat is causing some problems. Chris is struggling to judge the right amount of anaesthetic for Leroy.
We've had a few scares where he just goes so deep all of a sudden that you've got to really check that he's breathing. He's still got a heartbeat, but he likes to hold his breath for quite a while. He's a bit of a daredevil under anaesthetic and likes to scare us. How's he going there, Jules?
He's good.
That's all right. The colour's all right.
Stable.
See those two bones are aligned now. We've got the top fragment of the femur meeting the bottom fragment. Looks pretty good. That is a relief. That was tricky. That was really tricky.
Now it's about rest and rehabilitation. But there are no guarantees that Leroy's leg will heal well enough for him to return to the farm.
Rest up. No, stay off. No, I don't want you to use the leg just yet. No, see, it doesn't work yet. The next few days will give us the answer about whether he goes back to his mates or whether the future doesn't look as bright as we'd like. Hey, Leroy. Leroy, what's all the noise about?
Leroy's rehabilitation is continuing at the clinic, but his badly damaged leg still needs to show significant improvement.
It's all right, buddy.
And while Leroy's coping, Chris is well aware the little lamb has no future unless he makes a complete recovery.
My biggest concern for Leroy right now is the risk of nerve damage. Without physiotherapy, he may never really walk normally again. Leroy, come on. And as strange as it might seem, walking around the clinic and following me is actually part of his physio. How you doing there? Slippery floors? You know why they're slippery? Because you wee on them. That's why. Leroy and I have certainly become a little attached, yeah. My only concern is that whether Leroy now considers himself sheep or human. I think it might be time to head home for the weekend and maybe even hit the beach. It's a new breed, it's a Labradoodle.
Is it?
There aren't many of them around. You reckon she got it worked out?
No, not really.
See those little waves in the water? That's called chop. Next time you hear the word chop, run away as fast as you can. That's my life advice to you. Hey, Leroy. Leroy. What do you reckon? Running to your milk now, Leroy. I've got a feeling he just signed his own release papers.
Leroy is heading back to his mates at the farm after a successful operation on his shattered back leg.
Hey, Lisa.
Yeah?
Well, look who it is. Come on, Leroy. Come on, buddy.
Oh, hello, little one. Come on, hello.
Come on, buddy. See spots here? That's what you are. You're a sheep, Leroy. My only regret is that we washed him before we brought him out here. I think we should have roughened him up. If you haven't noticed, he glows. He's so luminescent white. See you, champ. I've really been fighting, forming that bond, but he's Leroy Brown. He's part of the family. Where are you going, Leroy?
Leroy,
I'm sorry, buddy.
you gotta stay here with me now.
It's your new mum. It's going to be hard driving off now. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
going?
Yeah, good,
You got
good.
a turtle?
Yes.
Yeah, all
yes.
right. Where is it?
Right, upstairs. Come on, thank God you're here.
I'm Chris.
The dog took a liking to the new family member and thought he'd have a little taste. And he's put a few holes in him.
Is this him begging?
That's just him wanting attention.
I think it's him wanting something else, actually.
Homer's
him wanting a
owners are
second
away
go.
for 3 weeks. This is the turtle's very first day in Jodie's care.
It's very clear that Coda is absolutely obsessed by Homer, and when he saw his chance, he took it. There's 2 big puncture wounds here, but also he's had a few little goes here trying to get his teeth to grip into the shell.
Oh, well, I nearly threw up, to tell you the truth. I didn't know where to go, where to run or who to ring but we decided to ring Bondi Vet.
No, don't beg. It demeans you. It's not a good look, Coda. If that tooth has gone right through, that goes straight into his lungs. My biggest concern is really twofold. How much damage have Coda's jaws done to Homer's internal organs? And then infection. A dog's teeth carry a lot of bacteria. If they've been forced in underneath that shell, we could be looking at a really serious problem here. So I just want to scrub around here and just see if we can remove a few of the bugs that are around these holes here. Keep on circling. Yeah, Coda. You got to feel for Jodie. She's been put in charge of Homer and all of a sudden the worst possible scenario has unfolded. Coda has bitten into Homer and left 2 big bite wounds. When I push the forceps in, we're actually losing them in there. There is a hole in there. Homer's been lucky in one way because one of those bite wounds hasn't penetrated into his lungs, but the other one is quite deep. And that's the one we're going to have to pay very special attention to make sure an infection doesn't develop. There we go.
A shot of antibiotics will help fight off any infection. But Chris is also worried about another nasty injury.
He's also got this big crack here. Was that caused by Coda as well?
No, that was from a fall.
Okay, so he's had a fall before this,
Yes.
not with you?
No, since my little friend down there's had a go, it's, worse.
This needs to be fixed though, because you can see each time it drops down, it pushes into his neck, which is going to really inhibit how well he can breathe, and it's going to get in the way of his leg as well.
Chris needs to take Homer back to the clinic for some structural repairs.
Can he be okay without him? Probably going to enjoy the lack of responsibility for a while.
Oh, get out.
Another wee.
Better you than me.
We definitely need it waterproof, so the aqua's going to be the go. Okay. Good stuff.
Chris and Homer
Thank you.
have made a detour on the way back to the clinic for some unusual medical supplies.
The boat repairs. It's close enough to a boat, isn't it? Got a special one for you. Meet Homer. Homer's been chewed on.
Oh, it's not your regular chew toy.
On his
No, it's
first
not.
day
So
as
got
babysitter
a
Jody,
toothmark through
Homer
here.
found himself at the mercy
And
of her
here.
golden retriever Coda.
He's got a big crack here. If he was to tear that off, it's just going to rip his whole neck right open.
Oh, poor baby. What the heck is that?
Yeah, it's for boats. Boats go in the water.
Turtles go in water?
Makes sense, huh?
Yeah.
The game plan is to use this putty to put across that crack there, and then once it hardens, it'll really lock that bit of shell in place. And the important thing about this is it's waterproof. So once he is better, he can actually go in the water and not worry about this falling apart.
The putty Chris is using is non-toxic, but this is a job for the professionals.
Got me. It's been taking too long, and he wants it over. Sounds good.
With the panel beating finished, Homer can now take his shell for a test drive.
Come and get me, big guy. Come on. Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Homer's definitely on the move and on the mend. But the wounded reptile will be kept under watch at the clinic to ensure the antibiotics have stopped any infection from Coda's teeth.
I'm not sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing. You actually can't see my handiwork now. Oh, Coda. Don't look at him like that.
Chris is returning the patched up Homer to Jody. The unrepentant Coda has been banished to the balcony.
The big issue with Homer now is water, because I don't want him getting water in these.
Okay.
I don't mind if his head goes under, I don't mind if the base of his shell goes under, but those two holes can't go under water.
Homer's battle scars will take at least 3 weeks to heal, but his owners will be back from holidays before then.
I'm going to have to bite the bullet and tell them I'm not very good with secrets, especially when there's 2 big holes to prove it.
I often say it, but in this situation I really mean it. Good luck.
Thank you. I'm going to need it.
I've done all I can for Homer, but really I think the safest thing for him, let's get Coda a dog toy, one that's not living.
At the Bondi Referral Hospital SASH, Faith and little Hugo have brought in a tiny 5-week-old kitten.
She wasn't eating, so I've been syringe feeding her for about 2 weeks, but I've noticed her breathing has got really heavy. I don't know what's wrong with her. She might have pneumonia or something, but I do anything to save her.
Hello, I'm Lisa.
How are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good, I'm Faith. This is Hugo.
Hello, who's here? Misty?
Misty Blue.
Okay, bring her through.
Higgy. I don't know, there's just something special about her, and I just think she was brought to me for a reason. Also, I just hope nothing too bad is wrong.
So what happened?
Well, I got her from the pound
Yep.
2 weeks ago. I saved her from death row, and her mum was put to sleep because she had the cat flu. So we had 2 really good days of her eating, but then I just noticed her breathing last night, and I thought, well, it's getting worse, and then I thought I'd bring her in because it was quite shallow.
Well, let's pop her up on the table. As soon as Faith takes Misty Blue out of the blanket and puts her on the table, I can tell straight away that her breathing is not normal. She's got so much abdominal effort, her chest is moving so much more than it should be, and this little kitten has got something seriously wrong. So she's obviously not been able to run around as much as some of the other kittens.
I've never seen her run. She'll play with a stick.
But she's pretty quiet.
Yeah, she's quiet.
Okay, well I imagine she's not going to be able to do much with her breathing like that. I'm just going to take a listen.
It's all right, little girl.
Okay, there's definitely something sounding abnormal there. All right, so it's pretty obvious that she's not breathing normally. When I listen to her chest, I'm actually hearing gut sounds. So that concerns me a little bit because the gut sounds should be in the abdomen. So she might actually have like a hole in her diaphragm and her organs have come out of her abdomen into her chest.
So how would that have happened to her this young?
At this young, it may have been something that she has had from birth.
It's all right, darling.
From my examination, a diaphragmatic hernia would be at the top of the list, but other possibilities would include fluid in her chest, some sort of a mass, an infection. Without taking some x-rays, I'm not going to be able to tell.
Is there a chance she can be saved?
Look, if it's a diaphragmatic hernia, or if she's got some sort of hernia into her chest space, the only way that we can really fix it is to do surgery.
But she's so little.
She's tiny. Oh, that is not good. She's got a massive hernia. So she's just got all these abdominal contents in her chest with this tiny little bit of lung, and no wonder why she can't breathe normally. That is shocking.
That's really bad.
We're gonna have to tell your mum. It doesn't look very good, sweetness. No. The only treatment for Misty Blue's condition is surgery, and it's pretty risky for such a tiny little kitten. I'm gonna go tell Faith the news, and I hope that she's ready for the commitment.
Hey, baby.
Okay. So, we managed to take the x-rays. She was a very good little girl for them. And they do confirm that she's got a diaphragmatic hernia. Now, what that basically is that there is a hole in her diaphragm, and her abdominal organs, so intestines and possibly even a bit of liver, have come through this hole from her abdomen and they're sitting in her chest. Oh my God. Okay, so that's why she's breathing so hard, because she's trying to use all her energy to make that tiny little bit of lung work, because there's just no space for the rest of the lungs. And, you know, it's not something that she's going to get better with if we do nothing. And in fact, her breathing is just going to get worse and worse. And if more organs go from her abdomen into her chest and take up even more space, then the amount of lungs she's got to breathe with is going to be even less. And you know, she may not survive that.
Oh, she's so beautiful. She's come this far, you know, from the pound. I just wanted to have a chance.
Well, she's lucky to have you, and you brought her here, and this is her best shot.
And she's purring. She's got a big operation tomorrow.
We're going to look after her, I promise. Breaking this news to Faith is so difficult. She's so connected and attached to Misty Blue. She loves her with all her heart. And now she knows that without this risky surgery, Misty Blue probably won't survive. And there's a chance she won't survive the surgery either. What a huge step Faith has to take.
I love you, Misty.
Okay, let's tuck her into bed. We'll look after her, I promise. Okay, we're gonna look after your little one. Okay, we make a promise to your mum. We'll do our best to get you through this. Okay, lovely. You go in here.
I love you, Bubby.
Hi, beautiful. I know.
The team at SASH are about to start the urgent operation to repair tiny Misty Blue's massive hernia.
Good girl, Misty. Very brave. Hopefully we can fix you.
Specialist surgeon Dr. Steve Burnside will be carrying out the delicate procedure.
The reality is with this surgery that she could die at any time. Unfortunately, being so small, being compromised to start with, it really is touch and go. Here we go, girls.
Yep, holding.
Let's do it. Clock is ticking. Making an incision, girl.
The hole in the diaphragm has resulted in Misty Blue's organs being in the wrong spot.
All right, trying to find her kidneys. Spleen, where's the spleen? Everything that should be in its abdomen is now in its chest.
Suddenly, there is a problem.
What's that, mate?
We must have a leak somewhere. We can't ventilate unless we have a seal.
Come on, Misty Blue. Hold in there, tiger.
She's just tiny. It's like anaesthetising a little mouse, and our equipment's for, you know, bigger dogs and bigger cats, but we can't ventilate unless we have a seal. Okay, sorted.
Dr. Steve Burnside is halfway through the process of moving Misty Blue's organs out of her chest cavity.
I think we've got everything out. Now I've just got to be careful here to stitch everything up.
And back into the tiny kitten's abdomen.
The abdomen's never had all those organs in it before. Everything is just so small in here. Everything just doesn't fit. It's just so small.
I'm not trying to rush you guys, but she's not doing that well.
No, mate. I'm almost closed.
Yeah, we kind of need to be done right now.
Alrighty.
Let's get her out of there.
Things have gone pretty well. It's a bit dicey, but hopefully this has been enough to give her a successful future, because she certainly was going to be in trouble without it. Well done, team. So we're just waiting for her to recover now. It's gone smoothly and she's holding in, but it's pretty touch and go here, because she's been through a lot in the last half hour or so, and this is obviously when things can go pear-shaped as well. There are a few tense moments to be had yet, I think. That's her breathing?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's much slower and deeper. She's taking...
She's actually breathing properly,
Yeah,
first
really
time in
good
her life. This is remarkable. She's actually taken these breaths by herself and they're just slow and rhythmic, whereas before it was... Now she's actually able to take a deep breath, you know. Must be a hell of a feeling. Well done, team, that's great.
Good job. Misty says, thanks, Steve.
Little Misty, she's a true champion. She's a real fighter, because I have to say I had my reservations about whether she'd make it through this, but she's a tough little kitten, that's no doubt about that.
Hey. Hey, welcome back. I know.
Oh, it's nice to see you back, girls, isn't it?
I know. We need to give you some pain relief. Good girl, Misty. Are you alright? Hey? But you just stay with us and keep fighting. It'd be a shame to get this far.
She's a little fighter, a real little fighter.
Brave little Misty Blue has astounded Dr. Steve Fernside and the team.
Tough little critter, aren't you, hey?
Against the odds, the tiny 5-week-old kitten has made it through life-saving surgery.
How'd it go?
Hey, Elise.
Oh,
Good.
she's
Here
alive.
she is. Here she is. Look, it all went really well. I mean, the hernia was the biggest part.
Massive.
The hernia was huge, the cat was small.
Oh.
It was not without its moments, but she's doing really well. I mean, she's
Yeah,
so
she
far,
looks
she's
like
recovering
she's
well.
breathing beautifully.
And she's breathing so much better, so that's a good start.
Good job.
Anyway, she's got a little way to go yet, but so far we're optimistic.
It's good.
It's great. She's nowhere near out of danger, but the hardest part is done, and I've just got high hopes now that she's going to pull through this one.
Two very special visitors, Faith and Hugo, can't wait to see their precious little girl.
Oh, my baby girl. She's survived. Hi, baby.
You see how much better the breathing is?
Yeah. When I said goodbye to her yesterday, I didn't think I was going to see her.
She's got a long way to go, but so far she's definitely taking steps in the right direction.
So she got through the hardest part.
The hardest part.
Oh, you precious little thing. Go, Misty! Misty power.
Hey, gorgeous girl.
Brave little Misty Blue has amazed everyone.
Hey, you're playing like a normal kitten.
She's fully recovered from major surgery to repair her massive hernia, and it's a big day.
Misty, are you ready to go home? Are you showing me that you're ready to go home? Misty is doing so much better. She's bright, she's eating well, she's breathing normally, she's even putting on weight, and she's behaving like a normal kitten, which is what I was waiting for her to do. So I think she's ready to go home. Aren't you gorgeous girl? We're gonna miss you. Your mummy is gonna be very happy to have you back.
How exciting to get it back for your birthday. She can give you birthday snuggles. Snuggle me.
Look who's here.
Hi there. Oh my God, she just looks cuter than ever. Oh, she's still got that little... Oh, she's got chubby. Chubby. Hello, baby girl. Oh, she's purring already. Look who's here.
Happy birthday, Hugo.
Yeah.
Well, this is sort of a birthday present.
It is, isn't it?
The best present ever.
Best present ever. Oh, she's hugging him.
Little kid.
Why don't you show Misty what you've got for her to take her home in?
Look, little snuggle.
Hugo's made you this beautiful bed to go home in.
We've all fallen in love with her. Hey, we're going to miss you, little Misty. The looks on Faith and Hugo's faces are absolutely priceless. They are grinning from ear to ear and they are showering her with cuddles. They just cannot believe that after all this time, after everything that Misty Blue has gone through, they are finally taking her home. Well, stay in touch. Good luck. You guys will be fine. She's very lucky to have you.
Thank you so much.
She's a lucky girl.
Okay then.
See you, Hugo. Bye.
Little bug. Misty. Bye-bye.
What do you got?
At the Australian Reptile Park, there's a surprise waiting for Tim in the snake house.
Oh, look at him. Very cool to see that.
Keeper Liz has discovered that their new tiger snake has just given birth.
How many?
Well, I've counted 10, but I stopped counting after that.
All right, well, I'm going to split them all up.
Are you going to be right?
Yeah, there's only 10 little tiger snakes, no worries.
Okay, see you later.
See ya. It's critical now that I get the babies away from Mum. Mum's job is done. She's done the hard work of mating, carrying these little babies inside her. But at this point, Mum goes in one direction and the babies go in the other. They can't do that in there, so it's my job to help. Tiger snakes are the 4th most toxic snake on Earth. That's pretty impressive. They live right along the east coast of Australia, responsible for a lot of bites and sometimes deaths, so I've got to be pretty careful. Just going to have a quick look at Mum. Mum looks great. You know, the belly's a bit floppy and she needs a drink and a feed. Other than that, she's in great nick. There you go, mate. You just sit in there for a minute. Now, it's interesting with baby tiger snakes because they look so cute. But in actual fact, they're fully loaded with venom. Their fangs are only small and, you know, maybe they wouldn't punch right through the skin, maybe they would. I'm not going to take any chances on wearing gloves. Roughly in 4 or 5 days, they're going to shed their skin. They do that straight after they're born. So what I'm going to do is put each tiger snake in its own little container. I need them nice and moist. I'm going to put a little bit of water and paper towel, let them have a shed, and they'll have their first feed in a couple of weeks. Would you look at that? How beautiful is that? That little tongue flicks. Hey, little mate. Hello, little mate. You can see all those beautiful bands, and that's why they get their name, tiger snakes. Hey, back here. Back in there, Houdini. Back here, mate. Back here, please. Hey, where are you going? There you go. Hey, you, come here. Whoa. They're slippery and they're quick, and I'm using a glove that's safe, but it's awkward because I can't feel them properly, and yeah, they're tricky. This is won't stay in gym. Stay there, stay there. Stay there. Lizzie, they keep jumping out of their containers.
Oh, I get it. So you need my help now.
Yeah, very funny. Yes, please. Can you come back up?
No worries.
Come on, buddy.
Hello.
I don't really need your help. I just thought you might
Oh,
like to.
yeah, right, okay.
And they got beautiful markings on them.
There you go, pal. The reptile park's role is to extract venom from these snakes that we send off to the Commonwealth Serum Laboratories, and they make any venom. These babies to us are priceless because they now will be incorporated into the venom program and help save lives.
Before Mum goes back into her enclosure, she too will be making a contribution to the venom program.
Whoa, look at that. 2 fangs, couple of drops. Yep, we've got quite a good little amount in the bottom there. The average tiger snake milking has enough venom to kill maybe 4 grown men. Okay, thank you. If you're bitten by a snake in Australia and you receive any venom, there's a very good chance that any venom was made from these snakes. Those few drops could save someone's life.
We picked her up on Saturday from a breeder in Canberra. Brought her home the first day. She was very bouncy, playing with everything, but then she's gone downhill from there.
9-week-old Kiko is being admitted to the Bondi Referral Hospital, SASH. The tiny Japanese Spitz puppy is suffering severe vomiting and diarrhoea.
Mark's been sleeping next to her at night time, and I've been having
Because we
time
thought
off
maybe
work.
distress was one of the problems, because she would cry a lot at night.
Worried owners Nicole and Mark have only had Kiko for 5 days.
Hello, Kiko. Now, what's been going on with her?
Brought her home on Sunday. She cried all night, but Mark slept next to her.
Yeah.
She had 3 meals on Monday. She slept in the bathroom, but she was very distressed. She peed in her bed, and she still had diarrhoea.
Nicole and Mark are very devoted parents. Kiko is their first baby. Nicole's been keeping a diary of her. They've hired babysitters. They are really proud parents, but unfortunately now they're very worried parents because Kiko's got a big fight ahead of her.
Dehydration can be a killer in a dog of her size. Basically, all the fluid's been sucked out of her body and been lost in her diarrhea and vomit. And if we don't treat that, it can cause her body basically to shut down.
Kiko again. We'll give that another go.
Lisa is taking a blood sample from the terrified Kiko.
Oh, he's a good girl.
You just want to cuddle.
All right, let's check what her glucose is.
She's hoping it will confirm her suspicion the puppy is suffering an extreme case of gastroenteritis.
Oh, that's low. She's got a blood glucose of 1.4. With the blood sugar that low at the moment, that would cause signs of exactly what she's doing now. So really flat, lethargic. If it drops lower, if it drops below 1, she's going to be at risk of seizures.
Lisa's now administering glucose into Kiko's IV drip, but she must go very slowly.
Puppies are such fragile little things. I mean, we are so much bigger than them. She's 1.4 kilos, so we've got to be so careful with the amount of drugs we give her, the amount of fluids we give her. Everything has to be exact because there is so little room for error with these guys. This has suddenly got much more serious for little Kiko. Initially, I thought it was just a fairly non-specific gastroenteritis, and now she's got actually one of the horrible complications of gastro, which is low protein.
Lisa's hoping a plasma transfusion will stop the puppy's fragile system from shutting down.
Plasma is the clear part of the blood with the red cells taken out, and it's got lots of protein in it, and we give it to her through her IV catheter as a drip, and hopefully that will increase the levels. Because Kiko is so small, she only needs 14 mils of plasma. Most dogs will need a whole bag of it, and I have to just give her such a tiny amount because she's so little. There you go. Got your plasma. We've got so much tubing going on here. Basically, she's getting her fluids with her glucose and she's having a plasma transfusion. We're not going to really know much until a few hours' time, and I'm really hoping that what we're doing makes a difference. Hey, little mouse, do you want a bit of chicken?
A few hours later, and Kiko's plasma transfusion is starting to work.
Somebody loves chicken, come here. This is exactly what I wanted. It's the most important thing for her to get better is for her to eat and keep it down. So fingers crossed that that stays in her tummy.
It will be a slow recovery as Kiko's body heals. Concerned owners Mark and Nicole won't be taking their puppy home tonight.
Hello, you look better. You look better.
Still looks quite unsure of her surroundings and everything, doesn't she?
Yeah, no, she's. It's very scary for her to be here and so. See. That was the last thing.
I just had a heart attack.
So did I. No flying off tables, huh? You don't need broken legs as well.
I guess I just tried to think about when I've had gastro. No, it's revolting. So, you just hang in there, baby girl.
It's been a roller coaster for this little girl, and sadly Kiko won't be going home until I'm certain that she's recovered from this.
She just needs a little bit more time. And then you'll beat it, hey? Yeah. Good girl.
Bye, Piggy.
Bye, little puppy.
With Mark and Nicole gone, an anti-nausea injection is all too much for the dejected puppy.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness. Oh, you're really gonna hate me. Are we friends? Are we friends?
Little Kiko has fought a life-threatening case of gastroenteritis and finally won.
She's just turned the corner. She's done a formed stool, which is excellent. There's been no more vomiting. She's been eating really well. And yeah, she's ready to go home. It's great. Look who's there!
Oh, hello, puppy.
I'm coming home. You want your pizza taken with the vet?
Go to your saviour.
The evil vet, so I've been labelled.
No, it's just my stirring you up.
You get cuddles?
She's the nice lady vet.
Everyone who's going to play with her for the next week is going to get Dettol
They're not allowed
hand rub first. Brilliant.
Bye.
Thanks, guys. Thanks again. See ya.